Always sisters, always friends. Let's stay real close till the end. Forgiving each other, letting love cover. Always sisters, always friends. We have to live in harmony, even though we may disagree. 'Cause fighting each other is not the answer. Sharing the grace is good. Let's be enriched with peace and love. Having compassion from above. Never forsaking, just understanding. Ain't that what families are made of? Always sisters, always friends. No matter what may come or go, no matter we stick together and it shows. This bond between us, foundation is trust. That's what yes, it is. Family's all about, yeah. Always sisters, always friends. Let's stay real close, stay real close, giving each other, letting love cover. Always sisters, always friends. Really gotta learn to love each other. I need to stick real close. There's no one that we can live without each other. So why do we try? Why do we try? I wanna know why. Always sisters, always friends. Stay real close till the end. Real close. Don't leave. I'm nothing. I need you. I know you. Always sisters, always friends. Always sisters, always friends. You're my Marie, I'm your friend. You know I wanna be with you. I'll be with you. I take us to me. Baby, no matter what you're going through.
I was thinking about that. Oh yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Linda, I got good. Oh,
Oh, you like
Yeah,
this,
that's
don't you?
super.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
lady must have one.
Mine doesn't look that pretty.
Yeah. Africa, y'all.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, from Africa.
Well, back on part 2 for
Hey,
Sisters
ladies.
Live.
Woo! Hey, we're back.
Yes,
Yay.
this is what we call continuing the conversation. And Linda, I tell you, part 1 was heavy,
It was
wasn't
hot.
it?
It was good. And, you know, it's all about family. It's all about community. And I just love the fact that we found someone that can bring us together on scholarship, to help people with scholarship and nonprofits.
and
Because
nonprofits.
that's so important. There's so many nonprofit organizations that exist,
Yeah.
but you don't know how to start it. You may think you have a good idea. You need a person to go to know how to implement this idea. So I think it was very
and
helpful.
definitely know the roadmap, because that's very
Yeah.
important.
Yes.
If you don't follow the rules, you can really get in trouble.
That's right. That's right.
I'm talking about with the IRS.
Yes,
okay?
that's
And so you want to avoid all those pitfalls and make sure that you follow the guidelines, do what it's supposed to do,
Right.
and it can work on its own.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Kathy knows, because Kathy has her 501c3, and she's ready to do some amazing things.
And that's how we met.
We sure did.
African American Music Association, nonprofit.
Nonprofit.
That's how we
Yeah.
met. Yes.
So, you know, don't let people fool you. It's a business, okay?
Yeah,
I even had to learn that.
Yeah, right.
Okay, because I found myself pouring all my money in, you know, trying to support, and you can't do it alone.
No, you
You
can't.
need,
You need
to have
support.
a village, and you need people to help you. So if we
And
have
you
to go
need
to the
like
federal
minds
government
and
to
like
get it.
hearts.
Exactly.
The heart has to be in the same place as well.
Exactly.
That's right.
So we have someone, we're going to get into this conversation because it's all about health and wellness. And health and wellness is every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every
And
day.
so, Kathy, I'm going to give it to you because I want you to introduce Stacy. As we came on, found out Stacy knows my sister Connie Bell. So, and we're from Baltimore, so honey, we
Nemo's in the
connected.
house.
We're connected. So go ahead, Kath.
Okay, well, I would like to, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Stacy Bynum. And I had met Stacy at an event. It was a poetry reading, as a matter of fact, and Stacy was a vendor there. And she has beautiful cards. So we just struck up a conversation, and we became friends. And then later, I found out that Stacy had lupus. And Stacy's here today to talk to us about her journey with lupus and the foundation that she put in place because of her condition.
Awesome. And you know, the fact that she's from Baltimore, you know, what can I say? You know, we're representing Baltimore every time we come into the studio.
Yes.
And I'm just proud of the people that we bring to this platform of just empowering our community. Stacy, welcome.
Thank you so
And
much.
take a moment, introduce yourself, tell us what you're doing.
Okay. Stacy Bynum from Baltimore.
And did you join you traveled the Beltway to get over here?
Yes.
Oh,
the Beltway
bless
was
you.
a bear today.
Bless
Yes,
you. Yeah,
everyone's
I
trying to
know.
get to D.C. and around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. This is a wonderful opportunity. Y'all, this is a beautiful studio.
Isn't it
Full of
gorgeous?
gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah.
But just like Kathy said, we met at a poetry reading, and like she said, we became friends. And I'm here today, you know, to talk about my journey with lupus. I've had lupus for 19 years
Really?
now, 1999, and I was diagnosed with this disease. And ever since then, you know, I've been doing really well. It was a rough start in my journey, and so ever since then, let's say maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, I decided to learn more about the disease. Not that I wasn't learning about it while I was going through the
Right,
disease, but
right.
because it affects more African American women than any other ethnicity,
Wow.
I really had to put some, I guess, work into trying to educate and empower my sisters,
Awesome.
even my Latina sisters, because we're
Yeah.
all, you know, women of color. So I put together a Facebook group called Sisters Living with Lupus.
Okay.
I also have a YouTube channel that I have to strike up again, because it was every Monday night I gave tips for women who are living with lupus.
Take a moment and share with us what lupus is and what it looks like.
Okay. Well, lupus looks different for everyone who has it. First off, it is an autoimmune disease. And simply put, it's when the body attacks itself. So just simple terms, our white blood cells that we have and other substances that it produces, it's inflammation. And inflammation is not necessarily a bad thing.
Right,
because when our white blood cells band together, it helps us fight off bacteria and infection.
So you need that.
Right, so we
Yeah.
need
You really
that.
need that,
But what
yeah.
happens is when that inflammation when those white blood cells triggers an inflammatory response for no reason whatsoever. So just like you have a cold, your body knows how to fight it.
Right, right.
My body fights everything. It doesn't know what's good or bad.
What is good and bad.
Okay.
So it fights everything. So for some people, they have a systemic type lupus, which is what I have, meaning it attacks different organs. So it has attacked my kidneys, my heart, my lungs. Now you can see it attacks my skin. So normally, I'm being a big girl today. I wore my arms out, because normally I don't wear my arms out. So because of a flare that I had marks and then that left permanent scarring. There's another type of lupus that is called discoid. So they leave lesions in the head. So where the lesions are, the hair does not grow back.
Got you.
Then there's a drug-induced lupus, where once the drug is stopped, then the lupus symptoms go away. And then most recently I found out there was a lupus that neonatal lupus, so that the child is born because of the mother has lupus, but then that subsides.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Would the child have lupus? As well?
it subsides. So
It
just like
just actually goes away. Oh, that's different.
So it's just so many different types. Different people struggle with lupus in different ways. People who have ended up in the hospital, have different complications. So I've been really blessed that over these 19 years, I've been managing the disease.
And I'm sure that's the key, is to know how to manage the disease. Good. So when you have the reaction, does it affect only your arms and your chest? Does it affect maybe your back and your legs as
yes.
well?
Yes, I had this flare probably a little over 10 years ago. So yes, it is on my back, the upper part of my back, on the fronts of my legs, and as you see on my chest and on my arms. So and those, they just are there.
So how do you manage it? What do? Do you have to eat certain foods? You have to be very careful about your diet?
Yes, your diet is very important. I am a sugar junkie.
Join the club.
All things sugar, all things sugar, all things sweet. But it is important to manage your diet. Some things, dairy is not necessarily a good thing for that. A plant-based diet, is very good for it. A lot of times I've tried to go the route of eating more healthy. I wouldn't say I'm going along the side of being vegan or anything, but being mindful of what you
eat.
I've always been one to be in the gym. I've always gone to the gym, and I think that's one of the reasons that I've done so well. In my high school days, yes, and even in my high school days, I was in the weight room.
Yeah, and that keeps your blood going.
And that keeps you moving.
Fresh
right.
blood, yeah.
So
that's good.
And that's also, and so I know it's counterintuitive a little bit, for people who have joint aches because of lupus, because that's one of the initial symptoms, your joint aches. And, but that really does help. And so, like you said, a healthy diet, healthy lifestyle, always helps.
Awesome.
It doesn't have, but I understand you have to be careful of the sun too, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. Because
I've heard that.
Yeah, because some of us are the photosensitivity that will cause a flare.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why most of the time I'm in the house or I'm in sleeves most of the time. All seasons. Also, you're supposed to wear sunscreen all the time, even when it's cloudy, because the sun is still there.
Right, that's true.
But being out, I guess, if you stay in for until the evening hours, maybe around 5 o'clock, is really good. It's fine for you to come out.
It's not intense.
Right, it's not as intense.
Right.
But some people I do know who have no problems with being in the sun.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
they
it's
have no
all
problems.
individual,
Right,
so
it's-
each symptom is different for each person.
Yep.
But do you
So
think
different.
maybe they don't have any problems now, but down the road it can flare up to be an issue or concern?
It could, because the different complications that I've had, they weren't all at once.
And that's what I was, the
They
point that I
all
was
at
trying to
once.
make. Yeah.
When I was first diagnosed, it was my joints. I had severe joint pain. I could not even squeeze toothpaste.
You're kidding.
I couldn't turn the key in my car. It was just so intense.
So is it a certain part of the body, or is it all of the body, like the legs, the knees?
The joint, yeah.
all your
Yeah.
joints.
For me, it was. Yep, it was my fingers, my knees, that really gave me a fit. I had to, at one point, I was scooting up the steps. You know how you go up the steps on your butt?
Right.
It was just so painful to walk. And I dealt with that for 7 months before I told anybody.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I thought it was just from years of being in the gym. I said, well, maybe it's catching up with me or something.
Doing something good.
Yeah. But I had a girlfriend who was doing my nails at the time, and she couldn't even touch me that day.
That's so sensitive.
It was so painful. And she said, something's not right. So she took me to the doctor.
She did.
She sure did. She took
And
me
then
to
that's
the
when you
doctor.
found out?
That's when I found out.
Wow.
So it's actually the blood, and because blood is throughout your whole body, which you can't do without,
Right.
it travels through the blood system, period. So that's why it touches so many unpredictable parts.
Right.
That's understandable. I never understood, but I understand better now. Yeah, okay.
But I
I
understand.
do have some friends that have lupus. You know,
okay.
Oh, you
and-
do?
But I'm not around them enough to
To know
to
that
actually
really.
know symptoms and
Okay.
to understand it. So this is good.
Well, I was going to say that I found that seems like lupus is a misdiagnosed disease. Everybody doesn't know, like, for
Yeah.
example, I guess when you went to the doctor, he was able to tell you, but I understand there are people that suffer with lupus and they're misdiagnosed. The doctors don't know what it is.
That's true. That's true because lupus mimics so many other diseases.
Okay.
It will mimic like sarcoidosis, things like that. So you don't know what it is. People, like you said, live with it for years and don't know what it is. So that's why it's an. There's one typical blood test that they take is the ANA, the anti-nuclear antibodies test. So it's normally when that test comes back, positive. That's when they will say, okay, pretty much you have lupus.
have lupus.
And there's some other testing, things like, are your joints aching? Do you have the butterfly rash? Is your hair coming out? Things
those
like
are
that.
the
So
symptoms, yeah.
those are some other little things that you can, like a little checklist.
Right.
Okay.
Because even early on, I had the butterfly rash.
Really?
I had that around my face. So I had all of those things early on. All of my hair fell out. Things like that. And some people are even on chemotherapy. So it's just runs the whole gamut.
Oh, gamut, yeah.
And it's not
Yeah.
just, I believe I had a male cousin who had lupus. And
Really?
that's when I was really, for some reason, you think it's just women.
Just women,
But
exactly.
it's not. I believe I had a male cousin who had it and did not make it.
Remember Cynthia
Had it-
Green, her brother? Remember she said, my
Oh,
brother.
yeah.
That's true.
That's
That's
right.
true.
She sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
So,
And
right.
unfortunately, when men have it, they have a worse time.
Yeah, he
Than
didn't
men.
live.
I mean, than women.
That's
They
why
do.
it was so shocking to me that, and I believe that's what he had. And, yeah.
Awesome. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to take a moment to
Yeah.
have a commercial break, but I think we're going to need some help because of the password. I can't run this, okay? So we'll be right back.
We'll be right
Okay,
back.
we'll be right back.
Go and call somebody.
Yeah.
the right team to assist you. I can be reached at themartinburneyGroup.com, on Facebook or Instagram. Hello, my name is Keisha Martin Burney, and I am with the Martin Burney Group at RE/MAX Realty Center. I am here to assist you with all of your real estate needs. The Martin Burney Group has been selling real estate since 2002. We have almost 20 years of real estate experience. I am here to help you with any and all of your real estate needs. If you are looking to purchase a home for your first time and you need some assistance with down payment or programs that may be available, I am the person to assist you. We are the team to assist you. If you're looking to invest in property, I have over 5 years experience working with developers, investors in the Washington, D.C. and the Maryland area. If you're looking to sell a property, we certainly can assist you with selling a home, whether it's $100,000 to $1 million. You have found the right team to assist you. I can be reached at themartinburney.group.com, on Facebook or Instagram, The Martin Burney Group, or you can give me a call at 240-398-0173. The Martin Burney Group, your real estate team for life.
All right. We're coming back.
Okay.
Are we back? Nope.
Here we go. We're back.
We're back.
We're really testing our new commercials, so just bear with us. What can we say? Stacy, tell us, is there a foundation, or how can people get more involved into a foundation? Is there one set up, or is there an organization that focuses on this, that they can get more information, or they can provide money or funding to support?
Well, on a wider reach, there is the Lupus Foundation of America. So that's lupus.org. You can go on that website to find all types of resources. You can donate to the foundation. We have a walk that's coming up, and the Baltimore Walk is Saturday, September 29th.
Oh, please get us that information so that we can support.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's coming up. That's going to be at the Canton waterfront.
Yeah.
On a smaller scale, I did develop Sisters Living with Lupus that I am interested in trying to turn that into a nonprofit. Right now, I have the Facebook page, and that's basically what it is right now. That I just put information on the page from time to time. But right now, I don't know of any national lupus organizations that are primarily for women of color. Okay. So, but you do have people who start their own groups in order to to reach out.
So how can we help you?
Just by, just getting the word out more and more, because I talk to women all the time who either don't know what lupus is, and sometimes that may be hard to believe, but they don't know what lupus is. They have friends who have lupus, and they want to know how to talk to them. They want to know how to, to relate to them, or move or point them in the direction of help.
Sometimes you have to be very patient, and they're going through, and you don't know what they're going through. So I think it's so important that we educate the community on the symptoms, and so that people, everybody has their bad day. Right. And on that bad day, we need to know how to withdraw and how to give support at the same time. And I think that's so important with the few people that I know. You don't know what to do. You know the fact that they have lupus, but you don't know what to expect because it's different. And so I think it's important that the community, and we probably could support you in doing some type of community health outreach to. Is this something that a person can, if you had a health fair, do they test for it at a health fair?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They don't test for it at the health fair. We just normally give out information. And give out information, resources. This is who you can call, things like that. I used to volunteer with the lupus organization at different health fairs, and so that's really what we just came prepared with information and to listen, because I know people who had, like I said, have friends, and they call me and say, well, can I give her your number? Are you willing to speak with them? And I'm always willing to talk to them, but it's on the other person. If they don't reach out,
it's nothing that you can do. Exactly.
Do you think people is there a situation where people are embarrassed, and this is why they don't come out, or they don't tell you what's going on? Is this like other, disorders or diseases? Is this something that, especially in our community, is this something that we're ashamed of because we don't know? Or how's the psyche work with this?
I think mostly what it is, it's fear.
Okay.
They're afraid. I know when I was first diagnosed, I thought about someone I knew whose mother had it. And I got that image in my mind.
Right.
And that scared the living
scare you.
Because you want to know, am I going to die?
Right.
And
right.
that's
Absolutely.
and
Yep.
because of my cousin, I said, oh my God, then you really get concerned because you don't know,
Yeah.
So is this
Just
something
that
that
fear.
can be controlled, or whatever? What is it that we have to go through when we have this condition?
Right.
And so we can educate people so they won't be looking at us like, oh, she's not going to be here. He's
Right,
all
and
right.
that's exactly
So
it.
that we have to get the word out to educate people
Yep.
that it's not a death sentence. It's something that can be actually controlled with diet and medication.
And
is that what it is?
medication. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, it
But
is.
it's not curable, right?
Right. There is no cure for
Okay.
lupus. A few years ago, we had our first drug that was specifically developed for lupus.
Oh.
It's called
Okay.
Benlysta. It's administered intravenously. I did not opt to try it because I used to work for a biotech company, and a couple of the scientists used to study lupus, and so they would give me the
how God
inside. Yeah, he always did that.
He's always connecting you in an
Always.
indirect way.
Right.
It's true.
Indirect ways, and I'd get the scoop on the studies, and I'd see the numbers on the studies, and I'd see the groups, and the groups that had the most mortality were the African American group, but the study group, but they were the smallest study group.
Ah.
I'm like, how do you make
That's the
the
reason.
group with the largest population that this disease hits? You make that the smallest study group.
Right.
And we had the most mortality. So I said, no, I'm not going to try that drug. I'm not going to try that one. But most people are on drugs that were created for other things. Like, for example, I take, for lupus, I take prednisone, which is like for everything.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Yeah,
Prednisone's for everything.
Everything, yeah.
I take Plaquenil, is a drug that was created for malaria.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And I take Cellcept, which was, for my kidneys. So that's a kidney transplant drug, so your body won't reject the kidney. So, so it's
I'm
like
always so blessed. I mean, despite what's going on in your life, and we're sitting here, and we don't have to deal with what you're dealing with. We're blessed.
yes,
We are.
We're truly blessed.
But I was going to tell you, with all the things that you're dealing with, but you still are so creative.
Yeah,
So,
come on, let's
tell
let's
us
hear the
about-
creative side of you.
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
go.
You're so creative.
What is your distraction?
What keeps you going?
Yeah. Tell us some of the things that you're doing. Tell us about you.
Okay, well, when I started the journey with lupus, to kind of an outlet, well, I've always been a writer. Let me go back to I was a teenager. I always would write in a journal. So I've always been a writer, but when I was going through that journey and everything I had to deal with, I had this outlet, and so I developed a card line for women's empowerment, and it's called Sister Worth.
That's where I know you from.
Oh, right.
I knew it. When I saw those cards, I said, I know who you are. This goes way back.
Way back.
Way back.
Way back. And this is how Sister Worth started. It's come a long, long way from, when I started it back in 2005. And so I've got a large card line. So, that's what has come out of that. And most recently, back in 2004, I wrote my first book.
Oh, good.
Go ahead.
Congratulations.
It's called
Yeah, hold it up like
Yeah, what's
It's
the name?
called Defiled Treasure.
Okay.
And Defiled Treasure is
Look at that cover.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Beautiful.
It's a story of my life. It chronicles how I discovered and am working through a generational stronghold or a generational dysfunction, like many of us deal with.
Yeah, like many.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
many of us deal with. And so it talks about that, how I discovered what happened throughout my life, the struggles that I had with it, and it helps, I would like to think, helps others know how to identify and overcome it.
Well, did you bring extra copies?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, let's know that.
Yeah, I want to see the card.
Yeah, share the cards.
I have lots of the other
But
ones.
look at this
over
one.
there.
Look,
Yeah.
What does this say? I like that. What's that say there, Stacy?
Well, this is just one of the cards. Like I said, it's for girlfriends, women. This is just one. It says, I have those days when I feel like giving up. But then the Lord sends you my way, and we talk about pressing on.
Beautiful.
That's just very simple.
Lovely card. Lovely.
Now, here's one here. The Lord has you where He wants you. Let Him minister to you here.
Wow.
And that's very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones, solitaire.
very-
Yeah,
yeah.
that was one of the first
I remember
ones.
that.
Stacy is a minister as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Come on, tell them.
Come on, Stacey.
Come on, let us know.
Yeah, let's
Bring it. Put it on the table.
Put it on the
Put it on the
We got a
table.
lot of time here. Come on in.
Putting all my business
We got a lot of time here.
Yeah, we're doing good. Come on.
Actually, the same year that the book came out was when I did my initial sermon. I'm a member of First Mile Isle Free Will Baptist
Yeah.
Church. Bishop Oscar Brown is
Yeah.
the senior pastor there. So
Awesome. So where did you go to school in Baltimore? Did you go to school in Baltimore?
yeah,
Where?
high school I went to Edmondson. Graduated in '86 and went to College of Notre Dame.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Notre Dame.
They've changed the name now.
Oh,
the
they
one on
did?
Charles Street. They call it University of something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I love that school.
Beautiful.
Well, I was going to ask you, why did you decide to get your organization called Sisters Living with Lupus?
Because of the lack of information for my sisters that had lupus or who had friends with it, didn't know they had it, and I just wanted to give them information and empowerment because on my site, and also because I don't go to support groups.
And why is that?
Because I went to one, I think the first year we had the Baltimore Walk, and just so happened the first time I've ever done fundraising, I just gave it a shot and ended up being the top fundraising group there. And so we had a celebration maybe a few weeks later, and they showed a video before the whole thing started. And the first thing on the video was a scene of a graveyard. And I was like, why in the world would you do that?
Yeah,
You
really.
know, I don't know what message you were
Mindset
trying
was
to
that.
portray.
That's
So,
not good.
and at that point, I decided, I'm not going to any support groups because to me, some of them, they just
Do more damage than
yeah,
good.
Right.
because
Yeah.
they focus so much
Yeah.
on the
negativity,
the
the
dark
dark
side
side.
of it.
Dark
And it's
side,
not
yeah.
that you're trying to
You're so
say
wrong.
it doesn't exist,
Right.
because I
Right.
have my days,
Sure you do.
when I'm aching and things like that. I don't feel well, but that's not what I want to focus on.
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
Because I think your mind is a big thing, plays a big part
Of
on
course
how
it
you
does,
recover.
yeah.
That's right.
And how you live with things. So I get this, from my mother. She's like the most positive person I know. And and she'll say, if I try to complain about something, she's like, "Girl, it's just a small bag of chips."
I like her.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
It's just a small bag of chips.
I like that.
And so it's just like, so I developed that organization that when you come to my page, you don't see or hear anything. I will touch on things that if you're having these symptoms, then this is what you need to do. But we're not going to have postings that are negative, that are harping on how bad you're doing with this disease. I had someone comment on my page one time that she didn't like that was all I was talking about.
Wow.
Wow.
And so, I was like, you're free to, leave the
Remove
group.
yourself.
Right.
You can leave the group, but,
Start another conversation.
Right.
Okay,
So-
it's just that easy.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna change
You're not
what
gonna
my
change.
purpose is for
Right.
that.
Exactly.
Right.
And I have a question I want to ask you, getting back to the sun and the summer and that type of thing, and people do like to go out and enjoy the sun. Is there a special type of like ultra, I guess you call violet clothes, or say an umbrella or something that you could, like, the people can purchase to help them enjoy the sun?
Oh, sure. They do have things. They have hats that have an ultraviolet protection.
Oh, I didn't
They
know
have
that.
UV protection, things
Yeah.
like that. Clothing that have, I guess, the way the material is sewn
Right.
together. And we always say use the highest UV sun protectant. Always wear sunglasses, and and the sleeves. And like I said, just stay in. Just stay out of the sun.
Stay out of the sun.
And that's a lifestyle change. For
Yeah.
somebody like me, I stay on the beach.
On the beach.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
The beach is my favorite place.
Yeah.
And for you, and that was hard for me in the beginning, because I'm like, okay, so you're telling me I just can't go lay out
Right.
on the beach. So you make adjustments.
You have to just,
Right.
lifestyle. Yeah.
Well,
Well, a question I'd like to ask you, we know that the sun provides a lot of vitamin D. So now, since for people who have lupus and can't be in the sun a lot, do they have to increase their intake of vitamin D?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. You do that. We just do other things, like you said. We take vitamin D,
Okay.
eat things,
That
that
has
have
vitamin D
vitamin D in
naturally.
it.
Yeah.
So we just have to adjust.
Sure.
Just have to adjust. That's all.
Well, let's take a break and come right back, because I tell you, you glued to this desk right here, because there's so much information we need to know. So, Ron, take us out for a commercial break, and
We will be right back.
Always sisters, always friends. Let's stay real close till the end. Forgiving each other, letting love cover. Always sisters, always friends. We have to live in harmony, even though we may disagree. 'Cause fighting each other is not the answer. Sharing the grace, let's stay enriched with peace and love, having compassion from above, never forsaking, just understanding. Ain't that what families are made of? No matter what may come or go, we stick together and it shows.
This bond between us, foundation is trust.
That's what true family's all about.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
We're back.
Woo. Give us some more information on how we can get those beautiful cards and the book.
And the book.
Okay.
And this book is a support book for persons that have lupus, or just a support book
person.
to comfort? What type of book is it?
Well, I would consider this book, even though I talk about my journey in here, in the book.
Oh, your journey, okay.
I talk about the journey of lupus in there, but it is a book, I would say, you could say self-help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You could say that.
Because this is something we can give as a gift to anybody who's going through
Right.
any kind of disorder or just being down, something to lift them up.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am. Yes,
yeah, okay.
indeed. Yeah, because it talks about that. the struggles with low self-esteem. It talks about all types of struggles, and you can relate. Anybody, even though if your struggle's not what my struggle is.
Right.
I love that.
You
I
know,
love
it's,
it.
it's still, you know, it's still your struggle, and it's still relatable, even to men.
Oh,
It's
okay.
even
Yeah,
relatable
to
to
know where
men.
can we find this book?
The book is available on Amazon.com.
Oh, good.
Or also, you can get it from me. You can do that by emailing me at cards for you, CARDS, the number 4,
I love that four. I love that four.
There's that 4 again.
YOU at Sister Worth, SISTAWORTH.com. Or you can go to sisterworth.com on the website to order the book.
Awesome.
Or the cards as well.
That's what I was going to ask you. We can get the cards there
Get
as
the
well.
cards there as well.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a new bookstore on 8th Street. I'm telling everybody, special that just opening up.
Oh, really?
So I'll tell you about that. I think it's, I'm not sure what the name of it, but just right by the Whole Foods in D.C.
Oh,
DC,
It's a
yeah.
that would
new
be
bookstore,
great.
and it has on their window books, so you can't miss it.
Okay.
You might want to go in and market your book there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I love to. I love
It's
to.
in our community. Yeah.
And I also have a workshop that I do for the book.
Oh,
great.
great. When is that coming
This
up?
is called Defiled Treasure. The workshop is called Develop Treasure.
Oh,
And I have a workbook for that book as well.
So you need to talk to us because that's all we're talking about is training and workshops and seminars because that's what we want to do. We want to continue to empower our sisters in our community.
Yes.
So I'm always looking for those who have the expertise to deliver a workshop or seminar. So you're sitting at the right spot, I must tell you.
So I'm trying to. I tried to start the workshop up again this spring, but it didn't quite work out. But I'm not going to give up on that. So
Yeah.
hopefully one will be coming soon.
Oh, well, go ahead, put it together, and then send us the curriculum or the format that you want to do it, and let's talk about it.
Okay.
Because I think it would be a perfect fit for all that we do to empower our sisters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sure
Right,
will.
right.
Good
That's
job.
true. That's so true.
Right, and I'm certain by you having your organization and just putting information out there to everybody, I'm sure there are a lot of women that are grateful for what you are doing.
I hope so. I hope that in anything that I have to say, if I could just share whatever I've gone through, I'm very transparent. I'm transparent in this book, probably a little too much, but I try to be because I don't want anybody to think that I've not gone through anything that I can't relate.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
That's the key.
I don't want anybody to ever think that, people say things to me, like just yesterday, I had a chance to talk to a young lady at work who, was going through some things. And I said, you don't even understand where I've come from.
Right.
Right.
It's true.
If you only knew.
If you only knew, exactly.
That you are beautiful, you've got so much going for you. You don't even understand that this defiled treasure.
But isn't it amazing how God puts us go through some stuff to allow us to heal others?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
And also to heal ourselves.
And heal
Right.
Heal
ourselves.
ourselves by going through things, but you just have to have the courage, the tenacity to say, this is what's going on, but I'm a winner. I'm a fighter. I'm
Yeah,
going to do what I
right.
have to do. I'm not going to wallow. I
There you
understand.
go.
Yeah, I'm not going to wallow in it.
Right.
It's me. Find out, like you did, find out what you have to do, research, gather information, knowing that this is your life. You have to protect it.
And you have to deal with it,
You have
yeah.
to deal with it. What do I have to do to move forward?
And as my mother always would say, this shall pass.
This
too shall pass.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's going to happen as long as and you're doing the work.
Yes.
As long as you do the work, you're covered. You got to do the work. And see, you have some people who do not want to do the work, and they want to wallow in the pain and never recover.
Right.
And that's what's going to happen.
And sometimes, and I think with a lot of our young people, they have not experienced life yet, and so they take everything like it is. Oh, how am I going to deal with this?
Yeah.
So we have to strengthen our young people even more so because I think our parents, they went through. We watched them go through, but parents of today are a little bit more
bit different,
well-to-do,
yeah.
and they, sometimes they spoil those kids. and then later on in life, they can't do nothing by themselves. They think, oh, I can't do this. But you know, we have to encourage them and let them know you're stronger than you think.
That's right.
You know, and you can do anything, but you really got to work at it.
You got to work at it.
They don't want to work at it, but yes, they have to work at it because that's what we all have to do to get to the next level.
Right.
Yes.
And that's even when you're dealing with any kind of disorder, even with your body. You know, you have to, you know, read, go on YouTube. I tell people all the time with health and wellness, go to YouTube. You'd be surprised how much information is out there
It's
now that
out
we
there.
have computers to educate you on and to help you to deal with other people, to help you to deal with yourself. You know, doctors are on there. They have different medical websites that you can go on now. There's social, you know, so there's a learning tool right in front of you, right in your hand, every single day.
That's right.
You know, even if you got to meditate, you can go to your phone and go
And
to
meditate.
and find a meditation station to help
find
you
anything.
meditate.
Yeah.
So you know we have to use that instrument to help us in everything that we do in life because it's there because other people have already done it. So they want to show you this is what I did to get through this, so this is what I went through.
But also, I think too, of course, you have to take responsibility for your health.
Yes.
And I feel that if you do have a health professional that's not meeting your needs, find
Go to
another one.
Get to another one. Get a
Find another
second,
one.
third, fourth
There you go.
opinion, whatever
Find
you need.
another one.
But most importantly, educate yourself.
Absolutely.
Educate. That's why I use the computer more than anything else to educate myself on disorders. You know, now I'm going to go and look up lupus. You know, I'm going. You know, we're going to talk about autism. You know, these are conditions that are in our community, and we need to know more about them to understand the people who have it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you two made two just perfect points. Well, it was three actually. The first one was when you two ladies said, you know, you can't wallow. That was one of the reasons for the for my group. You can't wallow in it.
No.
Then you say you have to take responsibility and get a second, third, whatever opinion.
Right.
Because when I was first diagnosed, I had a great doctor. Then he moved, and then I started seeing a physician at Johns Hopkins. And the type of doctor you have is important for your mind, your sanity. It's important. If they don't have bedside manner, you can't stay.
Yeah.
You can't
No,
stay.
they can't stay.
Because when I had this flare, I went to that doctor, and when she saw me, it was at the height of the flare, and she said, "Oh, you're going to be permanently disfigured."
Oh,
Wow.
I ran out of the office. I mean,
Oh,
really,
yeah.
literally, I was bawling. And and so that's important. You've got to make sure
Right.
you have
You gotta
the
be
right doctor.
sensitive.
Right.
To your patients.
Right.
that
And
is
just don't
horrible.
take anything that the doctors push to
Right.
you.
There you go.
I
That's it.
research every
Right.
drug that I'm ever on. That's
Right.
why I said, okay, yes to this, no
No
to
to
that.
that.
Absolutely.
You know, because they always want to put you on a study, and the studies aren't all bad.
Right,
You
right.
know, so you've got to research those type of things because lupus also causes you to develop other things. Like 10 years ago, I developed pulmonary hypertension, which is high blood pressure
High
of
blood
the
pressure.
lungs.
Wow.
And so now, you know, I'm dealing with that. I'm on 3 drugs for that.
Wow.
So I've got a whole cocktail. I'm taking every
I
day.
was just thinking, my friend and business partner, she has lupus, and she's been thinking this is a product that we use, but she uses the hemp oil.
Okay.
And she says it really
But
has
isn't that
worked
hemp
for
oil?
her.
That's
Yeah,
it.
What
this
is
is the
that?
hemp
Yeah,
oil.
good for?
And it's for the blood, and it,
wow.
it goes
Okay.
from, it works from the brain to the blood, and it you know, she uses this on a regular basis, and this is a product that we sell. But a lot of people don't know the powers of the hemp oil, which is part of the cannabis plant. It's a God-given plant, but it goes straight into the blood, and it helps the body to fight whatever's going on. So this is something that you might want to look up and Google a lot of information on it. But I know she has lupus, and I know she uses this.
Okay.
That's one thing that really kept her going.
Oh, right.
Right. She has moved, but she, there's so many natural things out here that we need to know more about. And I've been studying more about the natural things, food, changing the way I eat, the things that we put in our body, because a lot of things that we grew up on and weren't necessarily good for us.
Right.
And I am interested in going more of a holistic type way. The doctors don't want you.
No, they don't,
they
because
don't do any of
they're
that.
not taught health and nutrition. They are now, because people are demanding it.
Demanding
And
it,
now,
exactly.
But at first, I used to be in business with some doctors, and I know one doctor in particular. She said, "Oh, you only get about about a couple of hours, a few hours of health and nutrition. Everything else is drug.
Now that's
Pharmaceutical.
Right, that's where the money is.
So that's who pays for the education, and that's what happens. But now that's turning around, and the young people, thank God, the young people realize
Smart
this,
enough,
and they're educating themselves, and they're demanding that we have these natural products.
That's good.
Yes, good. Yeah.
Well,
This
it
has
is
been great.
coming
Yeah,
to
time
the
is
end.
moving.
I
Time
tell
is
you.
It's been
Yeah.
It's been great.
I love this
fun,
part.
though.
Yeah, it goes. I
Yeah.
love it. It goes so fast. It's like,
Especially
Yeah.
when you're giving out good information.
Information,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the key. Stacey, give them your contact information if they want to learn more about lupus, if they want to learn more about how to connect with you, and even with your business as well.
Okay. If you want to reach me by phone, you feel free to call me at 410-302-1802. You can hit me up on my website, which is sistaworth.com. That's SISTAWORTH.com. That's the website where you can get the book and the cards. The closed Facebook group is called Sisters Living with Lupus. Sisters is spelled SISTAS, Living with Lupus.
Awesome. Well, guys, it's time to rock.
I hear the music.
it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
We're gonna rock and roll.
Stacey, thank you so much for coming. And you always got a
Getting
spot
that
in that
information
seat right
is very
there.
informative. Yes, thanks
Yes, and Kathy, as
that out
always, my
there. We
sister,
need
love
more.
you.
Love you too.
Work things
You too,
out.
Linda. You too,
Yes,
Stacey.
yes.
And Linda is the person you need to stay connected, because Linda handles all the issues that we're looking at to tackle issues on dealing with health and wellness.
Yeah, sure. We definitely want you to be a part of our team.
Yeah.
We need you. Yes,
Right, because we want to definitely support
Yes.
you.
Yeah, we do.
Likewise, definitely. Yeah.
All right, Linda, come on. Let's
Kathy, that was another hitter.
Kathy knows how to do it. She got this down pat.
Yes. Watch out, Shelby. Hey, Sis.
No, that's been part of the team.
All right, come on. Let's rock, Linda. Which way are we going? This way? This way.
Oh, this way.
To live in harmony.